What's up, everyone? It's NFL Week 8, and this is your NFL Week 8 DraftKings First Look. We're going to take a look at the salaries, the prices, the matchups, every position, and get a feel for what we're going to be doing in NFL Week 8. Now, of course, before we move forward, we gotta get the congratulations out there. Rinkers winning a DraftKings Fantasy Football Championship ticket. Really nice, $75K. But look, congrats to Rinkers. But man, Tom Nolan, oh, I feel so bad. One of our guys as well finishes in 4th place. But don't feel that bad for Tom, because he's turned that same lineup into 25K, actually into 55K in total winnings. So congrats to Tom. Tom told me he drafted this lineup during the Players Club that we do together, building lineups every Saturday for DFS Army VIPs. We crushed it in the Players Club. Again, my lineups were really good. We hit a bunch of multipliers. So another great weekend of winning. And oh, don't forget about your boy. That's right. I still got it. $6,500 win on Sunday Night Football on FanDuel, but I'll take it. The rare just a tie with 4 or 5 people on FanDuel. That was awesome. We're going to keep the winning going, guys, in NFL Week 8. And let's dive right into the matchups, where we're going to take a look through all the matchups for Week 8. And there's some good ones this week. There are some good ones. Get a feel for what games to target. And then we're going to get into the player pool. There is a ton of goodness on this slate. So much to cover. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, Browns at the Patriots, right? The Patriots have been super hot, but the Browns defense really good. This game does not stand out to me as something I'm looking to target outside of maybe some offensive pieces, some Fannin type stuff from the Browns. Those Browns players are getting a ton of receptions, right? A lot of PPR points. And so why not? Maybe Jerry J. We'll get there, right? Next up, we got the Jets at the Bengals, the new Bengals, the new look Bengals, the Flacco Bengals, almost as good as the Burrow Bengals. That's the Flacco difference on this Bengals team. The Jets are a dead team offensively at this point. I'm monitoring what seemed to be an injury to Hall on Sunday last week, but he seems to be okay. So I don't really see anything on the Jets side that we're going to be interested in. Bengals side could be interesting. 25.25 point team total. Again, you got the Flacco situation happening. They're going to sling it. Maybe sauce on Jamar Chase. Maybe we're going to look at T. Higgins in this one. T. Higgins does not lose target volume when Flacco's at the helm. If anything, it's just as good. So T. Higgins could be our guy this week, or right back to Jamar Chase. I like the Bengals offense here. This next game, though, this might be the game of the week. Folks, it is expected that Lamar Jackson should be back for this game. Setting up a 50-point total, Bears at the Ravens. The Ravens defense has been horrific, right? But the Ravens offense hasn't been able to answer. Now they will be able to answer with Lamar back in there. And DraftKings egregiously priced Derrick Henry effectively for free. I'll show it to you, but this game is of interest, and it's a peak interest game for this week for me. Next, we have the Bills at the Panthers. 46.5 point total. Bills have a nice team total. They're coming off a bye. We'll see what we do with that one. But, certainly a Bills team to keep an eye on. I don't know. Bryce Young might be hurt for the Panthers as well. So we have some injury situations to monitor in that one. Next, we have the Dolphins at the Falcons. And doesn't this game just scream play the Falcons offense? The answer is yes. Bijan, smash. Algier, maybe. London, sure. Pitts, hell yeah. Right? Everything about the Falcons offense really interesting here. And I could even see going back to Devon on the Dolphins for just one more try. I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were last week. They'll be better here at the Falcons. All right, we've the 49ers at the Texans. Texans defense is nasty. It's nasty at home. It's nasty. I love playing the 49ers across the board. I just love loading up on that team. Been loading up on them all season long. Kendrick Bourne. We had the core plays a couple weeks ago on Bourne. McCaffrey every week. This might be the week to not do that. So we're going to avoid. But, folks, an incorrectly priced game. The most exciting game of the week is not even the highest total. The G-Men at the Eagles. 43-point total. Eagles, 7-point favorites in this one. Do they not know about the magic of the dart? Are they not familiar at the sports books? Guys, last week, right after this show, after I said, wow, the Giants, I ran to the sports book and I bet over the team totals. I bet it was at 16. I was like, this is ridiculous. 16, 18, 20. I bet the alt lines. I am recommending doing that again here. The Giants are going to score a lot more than 18 points in this game. This game's going to be close. This game's going to be exciting. And this game got me excited. My favorite part is that the Giants are not projecting to keep it close. They don't know about the dart magic yet, but they will. They'll learn. So we're going to be excited to build for this game. I love it. I love it all. Wandale, dart. I'm going to figure out who the offensive players are on the Giants. Scattaboo. And then on the Eagles side, we go right back to Devontae Smith. Hurts, all of it. All of it. That is a great game. Excited about it. Next, we have the Bucs at the Saints. 47-point total. Again, Baker coming off of his worst game of the year. Like a mental breakdown game, really, for Baker Mayfield. And he gets a get-right spot on the road at the Saints. I like this game, too. Mike Evans done for the season, so we're going right back to Igbuka and maybe Rashad White or Bucky if he plays. This is a game that I'm interested in. And even on the Saints side, why not? Go back to Olave or, dare I say it, Kamara? Ugh, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's not go crazy. But maybe Olave. Juwan Jennings. Got a couple pieces there. Next up, we got the Cowboys at the Broncos. This one, 49.5-pointer. Little surprised, but the magic of the Cowboys, according to the lines, will carry through to this game. We know the Broncos are a very good defensive team. Yeah, they kind of got lit up by the Giants. Just that's going to keep happening. Dart's got that magic in him. But can the Broncos slow down this Dallas offense? I'll tell you one thing. The Broncos offense is probably even more exciting in this one because Dallas's terrible defense on the road is going to be even terribler. And therefore, that's right. I said terribler. Hit me in the comments. Don't know how to speak. I said it. Even terribler. The Dallas defense on the road. So I like the pieces from the Broncos here as well. So we'll have to really pay close attention to that game. Bo Nix, all his guys. And, of course, bring back Dallas. We got Pickens and Lamb and all that good stuff. So really exciting game. And finally, the Titans at the Colts. 47-pointer. The Colts are something like 14-point favorites in that game. It's a smash. Jonathan Taylor's on the slate. Colts defense is on the slate. We're going to try to fit them in lineups if we can this week. All right, let's move on to the player pool. And, guys, a reminder, the NBA season is starting now. Whenever you're watching this, the NBA season has begun. And if you're a DFS Army subscriber already, or let's say you're an NFL subscriber, we want you to upgrade to full VIP. Don't buy a separate NBA season pass. You're going to want to do NBA with DFS Army. It is crazy. We have full-time people whose job it is just to monitor injuries and let us know before the field knows, before everybody else knows. The DFS Army Discord is a must for NBA as well. If you're subscribed to DFS Army, have VIP, but you haven't gotten in our Discord yet, you should definitely be looking to do that. I'll show you real quick on the DFS Army website. Right up here in the corner, there's a little Discord button, or you go to your settings right here, and you want to connect. Oh, don't scroll away. We want to connect connections and connect your Discord so that you are in the chat, getting the news updates up to the second. We can't do it via the web. We can't do it via the only way to do it is within our Discord. But for our NBA subscribers, you're going to get up to the second injury news. And that's really what NBA is all about and how to win it, how to dominate it. So check it out. We want you to upgrade your account. And if you're a DFS Army, if you're new to DFS Army, you've been thinking about getting signed up, this is the time to do VIP. You'll get all the sports covered: hockey, football, college football, basketball, NASCAR, PGA, everything that we do, including esports, all of it is included in VIP. Promo code Geek, 10% off. Don't wait. Do it now. Go do it. All right. Let's get into NFL Week 8 on DraftKings and taking a look at the quarterback pool right up top here. All right. Here we go. Yeah, Josh Allen on the road, man. All right. Lamar Jackson in his return. See what the news says on him. Do they give us a little news blurb? I'm going to assume not on the field for my ignore. He's coming back. I refuse to believe anything else. If he doesn't come back, though, obviously that changes this game. But he's coming back. Jalen Hurts, yes. Okay, at 6,600, that's a fair price for Jalen Hurts in what could be a much more competitive game than expected against the Giants. Jalen Hurts started to get it going last week. Got it going a little bit. Got it going with the arm. 326 passing yards, excuse me. Didn't even run for anything and still put up a 27. Devontae Smith going crazy. Even A.J. Brown getting in on the fun. That was a really great game. Great situation. Good stuff for Jalen Hurts. I expect the momentum to continue. I like him paired up with Smith rather than A.J. Brown, though. It seems like the connection with Devonta Smith is superior. We've got Dak Prescott on the road at Denver. We already talked about this game. Sure. Yeah. Is Denver a good defense? Who cares? Dak is hot. Look at the consistency. 23, 24, 34. I don't know if he's going to do as well on the road, but I'm definitely going to be building lineups around Dak, and more so Bo Nix this week. Baker Mayfield on the road coming off of his worst game ever. Like, not ever, but of the year. He was just off, guys. He was just off in that game. There's no getting around it. Overthrowing everybody. It's just this is the mental part of sports. You're like, how could this end? He was the favorite to win MVP, and all of a sudden he comes out and just, he can't get his head right. He's half a second behind on all his decision making. Tough weekend, tough night. He'll bounce back. I like the spot here for Baker, but I don't really see this as a competitive matchup. Drake May at home against Cleveland. That's a pass. Daniel Jones in a smash spot. These spots have not led to big scores for Daniel Jones. They've led to big scores for Jonathan Taylor. Jones had a pretty good game last week, but in a competitive matchup, but Taylor still went Taylor crazy. If Taylor wasn't going bananas on this team, Danny Jones would be scoring 30 plus every week, but Taylor is going crazy, and therefore in this non-competitive match, I'm going to avoid it. Bo Nix is one of my favorites of the week going up against Dallas. It's the flip side argument, right? Normally we want the team going against Dallas. I want, as long as Dallas can make a game of this, I think the Broncos will be answering. Nix is not the easiest quarterback to figure out. Obviously, Sutton is a clear-cut smash start with him. So this is an easy start to a lineup this week. Probably going to bring it back with like a Lamb or even a Pickens, with Lamb probably getting covered by Surtain, something like that. Or even Fergalicious, so delicious. His price is going up like crazy. So we could figure out some approaches to this game as the week rolls on. But I definitely think the Knicks side might be the better side as opposed to the Dak side on the road. Keep it going, guys. Caleb Williams in that smash game at Baltimore. Caleb hasn't been needed lately. Teams just winning with a running game, winning easy. Now they're going to need him. With Lamar back, the Ravens looking real. So I don't mind this spot at all. We'll have some Caleb Rome stacks, some build-arounds with Caleb this week for sure. There's so many spots I love. They keep going. Dart. Let's go. Right back to it. Everybody laughed at me last week when I said to play Dart. You guys laughed at me. I put in my cheat sheet. You're like, you're crazy. I talked him up on tournament tactics. I said, guys, this kid's got the magic right now. He does things that score well regardless. And the crazy part was, it wasn't even the running. He did run for 1 touchdown, but he threw for 3 touchdowns. Jackson Dart is him, guys. This is him. This is that guy. Eventually, we're going to be paying $7 to $8K salary for Dart. The only thing holding him back, oh my gosh, do you believe if he had Malik Neighbors right now, he'd be going crazy. So the only thing holding Dart back is the fact that they don't have any kind of talented, or they don't have much talent on the Giants in terms of pass catchers. That's holding him back. It's going to hold him back here, but he didn't need but 11 rushing yards to get to 29. Dart, let's go. So I love Dart as a starting point in lineups this week. But there was more. It's not over yet. There are more amazing spots here. Joe Flacco against the Jets. Joe Flacco. Joe Cool. We loaded up on Flacco and his pass catchers against Pittsburgh. It worked out really well. That's going to continue to work all season. Unless he's up against an elite defense, Joe Flacco's going to be out here slinging it. The Bengals don't really run the football effectively. The only negative to this game, again, is that the Jets are a non-competitive opponent, but I don't think it matters. I think the Bengals are going to light them up. Light them up. Yeah, they're going to light them up. And we could play Flacco. We could play Flacco stacked with Higgins. We could play Flacco stacked with Jamar Chase. Or we could just play Higgins and Chase, which we will. Continuing on, quarterback group. There's not a whole lot more that I'm going to be interested in this week. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, Fields, hell no. Stroud, no. Penix, probably not. I mean, this guy has not shown any ceiling yet, so I'm going to pass on that one. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I think we have our target group here, guys. For me, it's going to be Flacco, Caleb, Bo Nix, Dak, and Hurts. That's probably going to be my, and maybe Lamar, maybe a little Lamar too. But that's going to be my target mix for NFL Week 8 as of right now. Let's shift to the running back position. And a reminder, though, as we're shifting over, who are your quarterbacks of the week? Did I miss one? Or is there one that I picked out that you absolutely love more than the others? Let me know in the comments, guys. I love reading the comments when you guys write in. Not only the nice things, I genuinely, when you say mean things, I don't enjoy reading those, but I do read them. And then I'm like, fuck that guy. But when you say nice things, I love reading it. And when you bring ideas to the table, I'll tell you guys this. Last week, I was not super on Bo Nix at all. And really, so many people during tournament, and this is why I love this audience too. I appreciate you guys. During tournament tactics, so many of you were popping in like, dude, watch Nix. Pay attention to Nix. And here I am pushing Dart in that game, not realizing that the secondary benefit of that Dart smash was Nix responding. And we can get something like that going here. So appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts on the slate in the comments as you go through this video with me. All right. RB group, Jonathan Taylor. Hell yeah. Right? Are we at this point, there's nothing to fight it anymore. The guy is absolutely on fire. And now he gets the ultimate matchup at home as a massive favorite against a dead opponent. Jonathan Taylor could get 300 yards in this one. He has to be in the player pool. Christian McCaffrey at Houston. Again, it would be crazy in my mind to go to McCaffrey over Taylor or over Bijan Robinson. Bijan, much better spot at home against Miami. So for me, it's going to be Taylor and Bijan. If I'm paying up, I will avoid McCaffrey and Barkley. And then Barkley, revenge game. Doesn't matter. Probably avoiding it, although this could be good for him. But moving on down the list, Devon Achane, I think is playable. Not my favorite play on the slate, but he's somebody that can be in the tournament mix. We've got Javonte Williams. This is not the best spot for him at Denver. This is probably one of the first weeks where I don't load up on Javonte. Got James Cook. He's been spectacular for the Bills. I don't mind that play at 6,700. That's fine. We've got Scatterboo at 6,600. Let's see what he did. Like the big play last week. Yeah, he's still getting it done. He's still getting it done here, man. This is fine. Now, I want a favored running back at home if I can get it. This isn't that. But at this price, this is fine. 6,600 in the player pool, in the mix. Not somebody I'm going to have a core play on, but somebody definitely in my mix. Got Judkins here coming off the big game, core play last week. That worked out really nicely for those of you who joined me. 3 touchdowns. That's what the Browns are going to do. Guys, you got to understand, when a team has a young, inexperienced quarterback, the spot where the young, inexperienced quarterback struggles the most is in the red zone. Even quarterbacks with a few years of experience struggle in the red zone. So teams like the Browns, when they get to the red zone, they are going to hand it off to Judkins every single time because they don't trust a rookie quarterback to throw in that sort of tight frame. That's why running backs on teams like with a rookie quarterback, like the Browns, they tend to get the ball around the goal line, and that gets us those precious tutties that we need. With that being said, I don't like the spot here at all against the Patriots, so not going to go crazy on that one. Rachaad White, again, if Bucky's out again, sure, why not? Bucky could be back this week. I think they might keep him out. I think they might keep him out an extra week and just kind of wait through the bye. We'll see. Could be back. Let's keep going. But if he's not back, I like Rachaad White. That's fine. Rico Dowdle, no. Breece Hall, no. Derrick Henry, guys. The first player we're going to start our lineup so this week is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry at 6K with Lamar. Now, Derrick Henry's terrible without Lamar. He's terrible when the team is losing the game. But even then, it's still Derrick Henry. He's still Derrick Henry, still the GOAT. He's had a week of rest as well. Give Derrick Henry a week to rest those weary old bones. I know what he's talking about. I know. Guys 32 start to wake up. Shit hurts in the morning. Like, oh, man. My leg hurts. My back hurts. Henry's healed up and looking good. This is a lock button play for NFL Week 8. As long as Lamar is in this game, Derrick Henry is going to smash. Triple smash. Swift at Baltimore. I don't mind it. If we wanted to come back with Swift, it's not my favorite, but we could do that. Dobbins hasn't had a meaningful score all season. I'm not down with that. Kamara, again, you guys know how I feel about Kamara. I just don't, Kamara does have this going for him now. Kendre Miller is out. Done for the season. There's no longer touch competition. Let's see what Kendre was doing, actually. Maybe my argument against Kamara ends here. Yeah, 1 rushing attempt. Yeah, he was getting a lot of carries. So this guy was part of the reason that Kamara wasn't having a good season. Now, it's not to say that he's done that much, but if you just take the 5, 7, 12, 6, and we just apply that to Kamara. So that's why I didn't like Kamara, because he wasn't getting all the touches and he doesn't score touchdowns. He still carries a lot of those problems. But I know you guys were like, how dare you say Kamara? I don't love Kamara. I'm just spending an extra second on him because I'm going from full hatred, never play this guy, to, all right, if you want to play him, it's fine. Like the scores still aren't great, even if you add those 5, 6 points to it, but at least it's much more respectable based on his price point. So I think Kamara is a more respectable play at home this week than he's been pretty much all season, but that's about it. Another disappointing player that kind of might be turning the corner soon is Chase Brown. In order for this to really work with Chase Brown, we need to see the Bengals, stop giving Samaje Perine 40% of the touches. Right now, they're doing that. The thing is, Perine is more of a comeback mode guy, more of a third down back, where Brown is their like first, second down, and kind of sometimes on third down guy. If this game goes as I expect, and the Bengals are absolutely whipping and beating the Jets, it's going to be a Brown day. And we'll find out what Brown can do for you on Sunday. Came up with that one on the spot, too. There we go. All right. Couple other names I just want to look at here. These are a bunch of no's. Ramondre, 18. I mean, he's doing a lot better. So, maybe okay. I'm kind of okay with it, but no, not against Cleveland, right? Woody Marks, 10 carries, 5 targets. Chuba Hubbard, did he do? I mean, I just don't like this game. Not Chuba. Who's the other guy? Chubb. So, Woody Marks got all the touches. I understand. No. Yeah. Wait, not Chuba Hubbard. Chubb. There we go. He only got 5 carries. Yeah, so, I mean, in games where the Texans are not winning and they're falling behind or they're just in a normal game environment, I do think it's going to be a Woody Marks that's going to be the guy on the field. He's just getting more and more work. They're throwing to him more. Woody Marks is the guy right now for Houston. The problem is Houston's not that good, but I don't mind this spot. Generally, I really don't mind the spot. If we're going to pay down at running back, the more I look at this, the more I think this is an acceptable pay down spot if we want to go there. Now, that being said, hell no. We're putting Jonathan Taylor in here, and let's get it figured out later. Taylor, Derrick Henry. Again, recap of the running back group. Taylor, Bijan, maybe White, maybe, Henry and Taylor. I'm not seeing too many others. Maybe a little Brown, maybe a little Woody Marks, maybe a little Swift. I think it's pretty clear where to go. The rest of them, no bueno. Little Scattaboo. Not too much. That's how we're going to attack it this week. There we go. Let's move on to the wide receiver position, NFL Week 8. Starting at the top, we got Jamar Chase. How many targets did he have last week? 20? 30? This guy had a lot of targets, man. 23 targets. I don't think I've ever seen a player get 23 targets in a game. Did Jamar Chase effectively make up for the fact that, he's been kind of mid all year long with the quarterback issues? Actually, he's still been pretty damn good, if I'm being honest. Even week 5 before. So Jamar Chase getting it done, pure talent. No one can stop him. No, Chase cannot be sauced. If anything, if I'm the Jets, the way I treat this situation is I put sauce on T. Higgins probably and just try to double cover Chase or whatever. Chase cannot be stopped. He's at this point, there's a couple of names that we're going to ignore defense against. Jamar Chase is one of them. We're also going to ignore defenses against Jackson Smith and Jigba. No one can slow him down. Cannot be slowed. Ignore the cornerback matchup. But in this case, Jamar Chase, sure, but not with Taylor. Can't play them both. CeeDee Lamb, now he will get the Pat Surtain treatment probably, maybe, or maybe it's going to be Pickens. I don't know. But we'll build around that one when we build around that game. We'll get those guys in there. Nico Collins hurt last week. What happened to Nico? Ruled out, concussion. So I guess we'll see. That's right. He banged his head. I guess we'll see if he comes back this week. Guys, Emeka Egbuka, yeah, with Evans out, go right back to it. Didn't have the greatest of games, but it wasn't his fault. 12 targets, 4 receptions. Egbuka should have had a great game, except Baker Mayfield simply was off of his game. That's not going to continue. Egbuka is going to be a focal point of that offense. Yeah, I want to play Egbuka. If I could fit him in this lineup, anytime you play Jonathan Taylor, you're not going to be able to fit too many people. I'm definitely not going to try to squeeze these guys in just yet, but just keeping in mind that absolutely Egbuka is a smash play, core play, really. Got Drake London there, 6,400. That's fine. What did he do last week? 10 targets, only 4 receptions. Not an impressive effort at all for the Falcons in that one. Odunze, a nice comeback on this Baltimore play. So we already like the Ravens offense here. We got Derrick Henry. Odunze, very playable in this spot. But I'm going to prefer someone like Cortland Sutton against Dallas. Yes, please. Right? This is almost a core play as well. Sutton, he had another nice performance, 10 targets, 6 receptions. Did not get the touchdown. If he gets the touchdown, we're really excited. And I think he will get the touchdown against Dallas. So I love plugging him in here. But there's so many plays in this area. I honestly want to leave space because there's so many spots here that look amazing that we have to get into all of them. Odunze, great. A.J. Brown against Dart. 31-pointer last week. Oh, my goodness, right? You know who did better than him? Devontae Smith, 36 points. Are you kidding me? Guys, I got a lot of you guys writing into me from last week, thanking me, quote unquote, for the A.J. Brown call. Yeah, I mean, just made a lot of sense. I think it makes sense again this week to load up on those Eagles pass catchers. The less that the Eagles defense is doing, the less that Saquon is dominating, it's leading to positive outcomes for these pass catchers. Or at least it should lead to. And I think Jalen Hurts maybe broke through a little bit last week. So I want to keep that going. Pick one from Brown or Smith. We're going to always have to bring that back in our Dart lineup. Stephon Diggs at this price? Nah. Olave, maybe. Olave finally had his breakout as well. Got the touchdowns. That's all he needed. He's been getting the targets. The yardage has almost been there. He's been on the precipice, 98 yards twice in a row, almost got the bonus. So Chris Olave, until further notice, is somebody that we want to continue to use in our lineups. Tet McMillan is fine here. I don't mind this price on Waddle. T. Higgins. Oh, man, if we could just figure out if Higgins was going to get the sauce treatment or not. I think we want one of Higgins or Jamar Chase in most of our lineups this week. You can go with T there. Pittman, this isn't a good spot. Godwin, I can't trust. Zay Flowers, I don't trust. Although, with the return of Lamar, I think Zay Flowers is interesting at this reduced price point. DraftKings did not adjust pricing for Lamar coming back, which gives us a 1-week reprieve to do some attack. The problem with Lamar is just he doesn't always get a lot of targets. His targets are all over the place to Flowers. So we'll have to see how that goes. And with Derrick Henry in there, we'll see. But the easiest stack piece with Dart this week is probably going to be Wandale. He got 12 targets last week. He kind of resumed his high target role. So I'm plugging him in to this lineup. But we're going to keep talking through these wide receivers. There's still more. DJ Moore, dust. This guy's dust. At this point, he's off limits until further notice to me. Shaq, dust. Not dust, but meh. Shaq is meh, not dust. Meh. Not interested. Coleman, no. The Riddler, no. Booty, whatever. You know, Shaheed this week and every week. Same deal, guys. Same deal. He's always somebody that you want to account for. 9 targets, 4 receptions. Yeah, we go right back to Shaheed if we need a salary saver down here. No problem there. No problem whatsoever. Let's keep going. Wide receiver group. Who else? Who else can deliver a big day? Juwan Jennings at 4,600, acceptable. Tez Johnson, 9 targets last week. This was the only guy with any life in him and Igbuka. So fine, if we want to go that way. I think Tez Johnson, acceptable pay down option. I think Jerry Jeudy's an acceptable pay down option. Do I love the Patriots here? No, but I mean, at least you get the WR1 from a team. It's acceptable. Mims Jr. had a big week last week. 7 targets, 6 receptions. I want to look at his snap count numbers, but this is encouraging for Mims Jr. And we're going to be building a lot of Knicks lineups. So maybe let's pay close attention to who he's throwing to. Yeah, that's about going to do it for the wide receiver group. Let's move on to team defense, and then we will finish it off at the tight end position. So at defense, first of all, there's one play that stands out above and beyond all the others, and that is the Colts at home against the Titans. The Titans are a mess. They're just a mess. They're turning it over. If we can afford to play Titans defense this week, pay up all the way, I believe this is one of the rare weeks where it is worth paying up for your defense. Patriots at home against Cleveland, also very, very playable against a rookie quarterback. Absolutely. Go right back to it. Right back to it. Falcons against Miami. Falcons defense, not even good, but against Miami, I think we take a shot there too. Nothing wrong with that. Bucks against the Saints, playable. Bills against Carolina, playable. Eagles against the Giants, hell no. Nope. Texans, I think Texans defense is so good that they're playable against at home against the 49ers. So I'm trying to find the cheapest viable. I think Texans are kind of acceptable. Definitely the Bengals. This is the Jets. Oh, we're going to plug them in, right? We need a little money here. Again, keeping in mind that, I want the Colts if I can get them, but I don't mind the Bengals against the Jets, 2,700. Yeah, Bengals defense isn't good. Yeah, you know what else isn't good? The Jets offense. Yeah, that's about it. So the cheapest viable to me is probably going to be the Bengals here. And then I mentioned a few other ones on the way up. Texans, Bills, Bucks, Colts, Patriots. It's going to be the defense group for NFL Week 8. Let's go to the tight end position. We've got 4,500 left, 4,500 left to spend. We're going to talk through the whole position group, and we're going to try to actually complete what might end up being a pretty usable NFL. Normally this lineup's really just a value lineup, but this one's kind of usable. So we're going to get it done here. Ferguson, Fergalicious, so delicious. Guys, when you see me put up a picture of Fergie on the tournament tactics, it's a sign that you want to use Fergie. 21 points last week, smashed. Now, this is not a spend up at tight end kind of week generally, but Fergie's great. Tyler Warren, probably not here in this spot. George Kittle, no targets last week. Very disappointing. I think if Purdy comes back, though, we will get vintage George Kittle. So I don't mind going right back to it. Let's go back to it. No problem. Fannin Jr., 5 targets. So didn't give us the volume we were hoping for last week. But, that was in a smash spot. I actually think we will get that volume from him here. So I love Fannin at 4,400. That's very playable. Very in play. Goddard against the Giants. Yeah, also. Why not? Maybe it's Goddard again. Maybe it's not Smith. Maybe double stack it with Goddard. I'm going to leave him in here. I kind of like it. So if we're just building this as a lineup, yeah, I like the 2 pieces from the Eagles on the bring back. I do. I like that. Other spots, Evan Ingram against Dallas. Sure, why not? Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is freaking 10 targets last week, and he's becoming a bigger and bigger part of this offense. Okay. When the young quarterback is struggling, they throw it to the tight end. That is common stuff. How about, let's see the Theo Johnson, 7 targets. Okay. Wait a second. Bellinger. What did Bellinger do? 3 targets. So the Giants are throwing to the tight ends here. Bellinger ends up getting the touchdown, 88 yards, crazy game. Theo ends up 9 targets, only 4 receptions, but also a fairly big game and gets the touchdown. Where do we go? What do we do? I don't know. I do think, though, I don't mind either one of those tight ends. With Dart, I don't even mind doing that instead of Wan'Dale. Certainly don't need Goddard. We can go that way. The problem is I don't really know how to pick which of Theo or Bellinger is superior of a play. Now, if we do something like this, though, hey, why not? Dart with Theo, dart with Bellinger, dart with Wan'Dale, bring it back with Smith, bring it back with Goddard. Lots of different options to build. But I want to go to kind of what I think is the cheapest viable tight end. And for that, I think we go all the way down to, we go with Jets. If the Jets actually start Tyrod Taylor, I think Mason Taylor's fine. But we can go all the way down to Juwan Johnson here, 7 targets, 5 receptions last week. Just get our cheapie in there. Noah Fant is kind of acceptable as well against the Jets. As a matter of fact, I might like this one even more. So any one of these spots, really good at tight end. Noah Fant, acceptable as well. Let's see if there's anybody cheaper than that. Juwan Johnson, I like. So I like Fant. I like Johnson. Mason Taylor, a little bit. Giants tight end, fine, right? Goddard, Fannin, Kittle. There we go. Tight end position covered. We're almost ready to go for week 8. What's left? 5,800 in the flex for this one? All right. We can work with that. Now, if I can especially work with it, I can get off Bengals defense and get up to the Colts. Like if we could just do this, oh, so good, right? 4,700 on the last spot. And this will put us on kind of a crapola player, a sub 4K, like a Rashid Shaheed, which is acceptable. I don't mind this. Or Juwan Jennings, something like that. But I certainly wouldn't mind a lineup that looked like this NFL week 1. But if we continue to punt that defense away, we could just have our pick for the last spot of all these kind of T. Higgins. Ooh, I like that. Tet McMillan, sure, why not? Chase Brown, Zay Flowers as well. So lots of choices for that last spot, guys. And that's going to do it for your NFL DraftKings Week 8. First look, guys, this is going to be an exciting week. I love a lot of these games. I love that the Giants are being diminished here at the sports books. We're going to deal with that. But also, how many games that have competitive upside, lots of good plays, lots of value going on this slate. So this should be a really fun one, guys. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. We got content coming out all week long here on the DFS Army YouTube channel. Do not miss it. Like, subscribe, and remember, promo code GEEK will get you 10% off DFS Army VIP. Do it now. You want to get in there, use the code GEEK, dfsarmy.com. Do VIP so you're covered for NFL and NBA and all the other sports. Hockey, we had a 20K winner in hockey the other night as well. So everybody's crushing it. We're having our best year ever at DFS Army. We want you to be a part of it. Come on in, get in there. Promo code GEEK.